do you think the Mania is going to miss Punk and Brock and those characters? Do you think they're going to try and pull out a Stone
Brock.
Cold and an Undertaker or something?
I'm sure that there'll be an appearance for the quick little pop, but even then, that's like transitional stuff in between matches. I think I'm I've been tired of Brock for a long time. I think the him and Cody feud after that, I was like, okay, I'm kind of over this. Like I don't think I care for this very much. So as far as but Punk being gone, the him and Seth they had that served up on a platter.
Hmm.
Like even more than Cody winning the Rumble, getting back to Roman. That was like that had stakes, that had history, that had like bad blood. That I think that's what's going to hurt Mania the most is having to wait for that and then having to pivot into Drew being the foil for him and then eventually getting it back to Seth, which means you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
feel like it would have held more weight if Seth had the belt for Punk to take it off of him versus Punk eventually dethroning Drew and then we
Yeah.
have to figure out some way to get back to that. I feel like that's what's going to hurt. And I mean, as long as they're allowed to tear the house down, like maybe give the match some stakes, like maybe gimmick the match. I don't know, like
Yeah.
give them a gimmick match for him and Seth. But then again, with his knee, it's just like fuck. He could just
Yeah. Yeah.
easily just make it worse.
And you could argue too that the Seth and Punk match is always there with or without a belt. Like a belt doesn't make that match a match, you know? Like they just have real heat that people want to see play out. Um
Yeah,
but on the same token to that though, it's like this is what I heard the original plan was always McIntyre was going to go take on Seth at Mania, but then when Punk came back at the Rumble, it or I mean at
Survivor
Survivor
Series.
Series, yeah,
Yeah,
it fucked that plan up, and then they now have, and then Punk got injured at the Rumble, so they've just pivoted back to Drew, Seth being the thing, but we
did he
also
sign back?
have to. Well, the thing is to fill that slot though as well. We're getting the tag match probably between Seth and Cody and them on night one, right? Like to fill that gap of like no Brock and shit. Like we're probably gonna
So
get.
do they win? Do they lose that match? Like
So
how
this is,
like
I think whoever win, I think. Oh man, I don't know. I think maybe WWE just takes the belt off Roman just so they don't get nuclear backlash. But I think that if it's me, you have Cody beat, you have Cody and Seth win their tag match against Rock and Roman, and then
yeah
you have Cody Roman, and then you have Roman go over on Cody, and then you have
yeah
Rock get mad and challenge Roman like you fucked up our tag match and you're fucking everything up. Like I'm good because like I don't know what the Rock was saying. Oh, long game, like I'm your long ball player. Like he because
yeah
everyone was criticizing him. Oh, you're only not even gonna come in. Um, and so he's insinuating like, no, I'm here now. We're gonna do this for years. Like you're gonna get me at the
yeah
next Mania, maybe the one after that. You know, like that's what I feel he was kind of cockily
yeah.
saying in his own way because now he's in it for he's on the board. Like he has a vested interest. Because before it wasn't like, oh, it's like
It was
okay, he
appearance
can,
based.
yeah, like he can. It was appearance based, and he can go do Hollywood, and then that's more money and better for his livelihood and shit. Now, what's better for his livelihood? Being on the TKO board, it's that, and be owning. They gave him the right to the Rock. They gave him his name
Hell yeah.
back. Like he's now entrenched as like a his and his now his mission isn't Hollywood. I said it before on the pod. He can just do
Yeah.
the Adam Sandler deal, get 70 million a year to make two movies for Netflix a year that don't even go to the
Yep.
theater. And he can just do that now with the
And put
WWE
all his
deal.
friends
That
over.
door's
Yep.
open. Yeah, Endeavor, TKO, it's all worked out. Like his interest now is getting the UFL and Endeavor to thrive or TKO group to thrive. That's his new
Yeah.
goals right now. So to me, it's like he might be around for next Mania, and you guys might have fucked around and just made it so Roman retains on Cody again. But I always said he was
Which
gonna
would I hope so.
beat Cody
Right.
twice.
Yeah, no, because my thing is like this. It's to the point now where it's like the story narrative is so like when I hear that it makes me cringe, and I have no hate for Cody. Like I fuck with Cody,
Yeah,
love
me
Cody,
too.
but my thing was it's just this finish. It's so much in our face and obvious that it's like it happening wouldn't hit the same as if it did last year.
Yeah, I just think people get fickle and tired of it too. They're gonna go, "Oh, Cody. Oh, not gonna lie, Cody's run with the belt has been ass." Like that's what's gonna happen. Like
Oh, they'll
three
do that.
months
They'll
after
turn
he
on him.
wins the fucking belt, people are gonna be like, "Not
Yeah,
gonna
they'll turn on
lie."
him.
So it's just fickle fans, and I just think like just chill. I always felt like Cody was losing at this Mania. I don't like how they just shoehorned The Rock in there. It clearly seemed like they had to pivot on the fly, and but
Yeah.
then they swerved it in the right direction, and The Rock's doing the right thing while also taking all of the heat. He could have just played the baby face. If it was about his ego, he would have played the baby
Yeah.
face, and he would have fucking been like, "Oh no, we're doing the right thing anyway." But no, he's doing the right thing by stepping back for Cody, and he's gonna play the fucking heel, call you
He's
guys
wanted to play
inbred
heel for the
assholes.
longest time.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's wanted to do that for the longest time. I seen when we were in the building and he pulled up in the sleeveless Versace shirt. I
bro,
was like,
you were there.
oh,
Wait,
he's
so you
having
were
fun
in
again.
Utah for this
Yeah.
moment, and you saw The Rock have shoot goosebumps for the heel heat
Yep.
the same way he would for the crowd cheering, and that's what people got to
Yep.
understand with pro wrestling. This shit ain't music. This shit don't need everybody cheering for your shit. You know, this is like
No, no,
you
villains have the most fun.
Yeah, dude, when you're getting booed, it's almost it's maybe even a better feeling. It's like the dark side. So all I'm saying, man, is
You can tweet back. It's like
you,
tweeting back in the promo. It's just like, oh, the shit I can't say.
yeah.
Oh, I can say it now.
Like he
I
went
see
on
you in my
Pat, yeah,
mentions.
he went on Pat McAfee and was like, basically like, get some bitches. You know what I mean? Stop crying, get some
Basically.
bitches. And then he's like, and that's the fun we can do in WWE. Like he said it right there. And so you were there in Utah. You seen him come out in the $500 vest. Man,
Hmm.
that moment, what was that? What did that hit like?
Oh, we knew it was. It's like you knew it was coming. It was like soon as Roman came out, and he's just with the acknowledge me. And here's the thing: like, I mean, granted, there's a large Polynesian population, here in Utah, but that was standing. We look out for our own. He was getting boos. It's like people cheer. Like when he said acknowledge me, it went crazy. There were more cheers than boos. And then when they remembered, oh wait, Cody, we're supposed to boo. Okay,
Yeah.
boo. And then got like people just watching the people get into it. Like my kids were getting so into it. It was fun as fuck. And then at that exact moment when it was like a cue. He looked over and it was like maybe 2 seconds before the Rock's music went off. Everybody was standing because we knew it was coming.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
thinking, I'm like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? But people were he's so enigmatic and people were so happy to see him, especially you could tell what type of time he was on when he came out in the vest. It was like,
Yes.
oh, he's not playing. And
Yeah.
everybody stood up. And even then, he's calling people your 50 wives and calling people inbreds and all
Yeah,
this
dude.
other stuff, which I took no offense to because I'm not from Utah. I just lived
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, dude. And like also he's just healing, bro. He don't really mean that shit.
Oh, it was so fun. And even afterwards, when people didn't see, it was like, okay, when it went off, when you could tell that it went off because they actually recorded some of the matches from this past Friday SmackDown.
Oh
Like
wow.
they did was it Drew and LA Knight? I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember. It was Drew and LA Knight. Yeah, love that shit. My
Yeah.
kids love that. And then they did the match with the one that Bianca was sitting ringside for. I cannot remember off the top of my head right now. They did like 3 matches afterwards, but before they cut to that, The Rock was still at ringside, like shaking hands and taking pictures and signing autographs for like 5 minutes
Damn.
before they started pre-recording, and you could just tell even in that moment he was having the time of his fucking life. And afterwards, like when the cameras are off, it was like he just went back to just being Rock, and people like switched back and loved it. Everybody's asking for a picture. He was signing stuff. He like just spent genuine time with the crowd for like 5 minutes.
That's
He didn't talk
awesome.
anymore, but but he just walked around. It was lit. And you could
Yeah.
just see like the power in that moment. I'm like, oh yeah, you have to do something with him. Like he's relishing in this and they're pivoting, but even still, it's like I kind of think it was for the best. Like the discourse that it kind of gave, and then like it broadened the storytelling because now it's like we don't know because we don't even think they know.
I
It was
know,
less.
I know.
Here's
It
the
makes it,
story.
yeah. But I think the bloodline story is important, and I know a lot of people are like, "Well, Cody's story, it's been in your face for 2 years," but Roman's stories carried the whole goddamn company for the last 4 or so years.
Exactly.
So like that to me too. What about his story? Like Cody was smashing. I tweeted it out. He's smashing Triple H thrones and having matches with the Young Bucks against the Dark Order. And while Roman Reigns was carrying this shit through leukemia, through the pandemic, through billions of
Exactly.
dollars of deals, like you gotta fucking you gotta what
Gotta
about
bow
him and
down.
yeah, and I like that that's becoming like a shoot, like what they're saying on on TV and stuff, man. That's what I'm like, dude.
That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
I'm
It's
marking
great.
out
Now
so
I'm
hard.
thinking that Roman's actually gonna win. I was gonna ride till the wheels fell off and just he's probably gonna lose, but I'm still picking him anyway. Now I'm starting to think like,
He
ooh,
could
the amount
win, bro. He could pull
if
this
he
shit off
wins,
because then you have.
oh, we gotta do an emergency pod if that's the case. Oh,
Yeah,
that's gonna
dude,
be fucking
absolutely. Yeah. I
hilarious.
want to do like live streaming like while I'm watching the fucking show. I can
Yeah.
just talk while so we're going to start going live and doing all of that and you'll
Oh
definitely
yeah,
be involved when I start doing that. I wanted to
for sure, man.
yeah, well, whatever. We'll talk about it after. But